Alright guys, this is a continuation of the first part of the watch review, the triple review. So again, this is the N88 model, and it says some BS on the side of the box, like it says, look at this bullshit, FM radio. There's no FM radio on this phone. Dual SIM. This phone only has one SIM slot. HD camera. That's just total shit. And MP3, MP4 does not play MP4 videos, so that's another more lies. All right, but it does have the stuff on the back though. All right, excellent. You see that? Excellent. Even they lie. Excellent metallic feeling. But guess what? It's a feeling, not reality. Okay, but it does a nice job. I have to say, if you look from above, the phone looks very nice, and I have to say, out of all the watch phones, it has the highest resolution screen. And let's see if we can get it to turn on. There you go. Very high res screen. Even though it's a small screen, you say, oh, well, it has to be high res. No, it's not true. And I'll be showing you what I'm talking about in a minute. It's hard to see the screen, but it's very high res for this size. You can definitely still see pixels and stuff. But the only thing I don't like, though, also is how recessed the screen is. If you notice, there's this humongous recess. It's not on top, which means hitting buttons with your fingers in the corners is really painful, which means you have to break out the stylus. And it's definitely a fashion statement when you've got a half-inch stylus and you're just like, and people are looking at you. It's just, it gets crazy. So, I mean, I think people would respect you more, in my opinion, if you're going on your business using your watch phone, using your finger, because it's like, yeah, okay, yeah. But if you pull a 1-inch stylus, a half-inch stylus, I mean, it's just like you lose all respect. I'm sorry. So, I mean, again, this is a tri-band phone. Also, it is not quad-band, tri-band, so reduces some range of where you can get signal and stuff. But for most uses, tri-band still works great. So this phone, we're going to now look at the external features. I'm just going to shut it off. So the external features, again, are, and the best way to do this is to take it off the band. On this side, there's this clever little leather or rubberish cover, right? And then you just pull this whole thing off, and whoa, right? And underneath is your USB port, and again, some funky port, and I hate this because I found it the only cable I can charge this phone with is the cable the phone came with. And then it has a micro SD slot right here. So let's pull that out. And what do we have in here? We have another 4 gigs. So another 4 gig card. All right. So 4 gigs. Again, I think this is expandable up to at least 8. Real easy to put in. But again, because these things are spring loaded, if you put it in wrong or your fingernail slips, that card's flying and you're never seeing it again. So be careful. Microphones down here. I have to say microphone quality in this phone does suck a little bit. The highest quality I think out of these 3 phones so far for call quality is this phone. Alright, the GD910. We're going to be talking about more call quality and stuff after we finish all the general phone reviews. Now, let's move on to the next phone. Before we do that, though, actually, I just want to quickly go over what it comes with. It comes with 2 batteries. So the one's in the phone, and one's the separate one. Now, I haven't opened this battery up, so I don't really know what exactly the cell is, what it looks like, and stuff, and whether the information on the back is actually true. Now, and especially in the case of watch phones, they like to change the, well, maybe more in the fake iPhone department, but also they like to boost the actual battery amp hour capacity by, saying some BS. Basically, just kind of, increasing the numbers a little bit, all right? So if it says 550, it could actually mean 450, which in the case of this extremely small battery means a big difference, all right? That could be the difference between an hour of talk time. Now, it comes with the Chinese style charger. Again, this is a cheap style charger. It has what kind of output? Yeah, just 500 milliamp output. Comes with earphones. I can't say I've tried these, and I really just I don't know. This is just horrible that they suck. I'm pretty sure they suck. But oh, the good thing though about this player is that it uses micro USB, so mini USB, so you can get mini USB headphones and listen through that, which is good because there's some decent mini USB headphones out there. Or if you can find one, you can find a mini USB adapter that allows you to change the output into a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Now, that said, let's go on to the next one. Oh, and it comes with this weird little back to it. And I think this is which is a more practical use for this phone, in my opinion, instead of being a watch phone, even though it's advertised as one, and it can be one. The most practical application is just popping it on here and using it as a very small phone. Okay, just carry this little nugget around. It's kind of awkward and you look retarded, but I think this is definitely the more practical solution because this is just not going to go on your wrist. I mean, this little thing is flimsy, and I feel like when you have it on here, if you hit something, it'll pop off, and and there goes the phone. Bam, And although I think it's survive a fall even on concrete, once or even twice, 4 times you're screwed, all right? So this little nugget phone is some serious nuggetry right here. So that is what I think you should do with this phone. Although it's a very good phone, there's definitely disadvantages, and that's what I'm talking about. The user manual is humongous for such a small device, unless there's I think it's because it's double language, so it's double, it's got Chinese side and English, so there you go. But I think you can figure it out pretty easily. You don't need the manual. All right, so now we're going to talk about this final one, the Steel watch phone. And when I first got into watch phones, this was like, yeah, this is the phone I want. All right. When I originally saw the GD910 online, I was like, yeah, no, I don't really want that because it's plastic. I was like, that's really weak. I want something strong. And so I was like, yeah, I'll go with steel. Bad idea. Not because it's not attractive or necessarily strong, but because in order for the steel to have any structural integrity, whatsoever, and just because of the fact and the nature of how thick steel is going to be for this kind of device, they have to make it extremely thick and heavy. Heavy and not so much. Unless it's like a lead brick, I don't care. Thickness, however, I care. All right, and here's the deal. This is another humongous phone. And of course, you don't have the nugget option of using this as a separate just nugget. So you really gotta just go with it. I will power this one on to show you what I'm talking about in terms of screen resolution. See if it has any battery left. No, this battery is dead. Let's see if I can charge it a little bit. But also, in terms of thickness, if you compare the GD910, right, with this phone, you can clearly see how much the thickness is different. And this is mainly due to the fact that on these other model phones, they place their battery directly underneath the main motherboard of the phone. What that means is, even if the motherboard's thin and the screen and everything, yeah, you still have that additional thickness of the battery. And the battery is usually packaged in some case, which makes it even thicker. The GD910 changes everything by having the battery in front of the device. Alright, in front of the motherboard along the band where it would be thick anyway, and it just replaces a lot of that material with the battery. And so you can see it provides us a nice symmetrical design at the same time reducing the thickness significantly. So, but that being said, let's try to get this to turn on because I do want to show you guys. Well, actually, that was the wrong button. What am I doing? What you doing? Alright. Alright, yeah, there we go. So, let's see. So right now it's going on analog clock, and there you are. Again, it's very nice, and the battery lasts well, I don't want to say a long time, but I would say again, all these watch phones have about the same battery life. Usually with the 2 batteries they provide, you can easily make it through a day no matter what you're doing. With 1, depending on how you use it, you could also make it through a day. But with 2 batteries, you'd be hard-pressed to drain it that fast, unless you're playing games the whole time. Even games don't use that much battery. It's more if you're using data. So it's got its little tiny stylus again, little half inchers. Um, so the stylus just comes out of the side of the band here. Because it's metal on metal, the fit is pretty snug and it's good. It won't fall out. The camera is in a very weird position. Okay, so if this is the watch and it's facing you, okay, you're looking at it. Hello. The camera is to your right, basically. So if you're taking a picture, you have to be like Superman, like, oh yeah. So it looks really retarded. Again, my bad saying retarded. I know it's not politically correct. Someone is gonna get on my page, like, oh my god, you said retarded, and I'm like, guys, I don't mean retarded in that way. I mean it's stupid. All right, it's like a stupid design. And then the speaker, it's only one slot right here that allows the speaker output. So if I go ahead and play something for you, I don't know if I have anything on here. Let me go check and see if I have any audio. I may not have any audio. Audio. Oh, I do. I have Soulja Boy on here. All right. I know everyone loves him, right? Yeah. So I can't say it's not tingy, but it's loud. And if you're having a mini party or whatever and you just want to bust out the moves, that's fine. You got a music machine on your wrist. But because it comes out of one hole, it kind of sounds really muffled, which is a disadvantage to this phone. Also, when noting this whole, when I was talking about the screen resolution thing, if you look at the screen, it looks kind of pixely, which is, it's not too bad considering this phone is this small and you really aren't going to be looking at high res images on here anyway. But it's that other, whole other aspect of it, So, other than that, though, I do like how this phone still functions fine even without a SIM card in. Whereas other phones, like I think both actually. This phone, this phone doesn't. Well, yeah, it does because it doesn't allow you to see the camera, although the menu still works fine. And this phone, which just doesn't allow you to do much of anything. Well, it allows you to do everything, but the UI is completely different, and it's pretty ugly actually. There's no graphical interface. This phone allows you to use it as just a watch without a SIM card in, which is nice. And it's a nice feature. However, I have to say this thickness is still absolutely ridiculous. But overall, I think it's a good watch, and the band design is nice on the bottom. In order to open it, just squeeze 2 tabs, and the whole thing comes open. Put it on your wrist, and then it's very wide and nice. I don't know how it look on women, but I don't really. I mean, personally, in my opinion, if a man can wear a watch, a woman can wear it too. But if a woman can wear a watch, and it's specifically designed for a woman, if you're a guy and you wear it, there's something wrong with you. That's just how I think stuff looks. I don't care. Like if you're a guy and you want to wear, some little, Chanel watch. Do they even make watches? I don't know. Then you go ahead, do whatever you want. All right. I'm just saying, there's a lot of things in this world that, like in my opinion, anyway, I've seen this, in high school. Girls can wear ridiculously masculine clothes. It's fine. But if a guy wears ridiculously female clothes, he's gay. So that's just what happens, all right? Now, what's included? So we have your earphones, your standard earphones, and plus they use this ridiculously recessed port. So even though it's micro USB, guess what? You can't use anything else, all right? It's actually ridiculous. I mean, you can tell how long the connector is in there. You can see how long that is. That is not a normal length. So they purposely, probably, I don't know for sure, made this connector ridiculously long and deep. No, please note that's what she said comments. I really will kill somebody. And just so that you can't find this cable anywhere and you have to buy it from them, which is stupid because I don't know who they are, so I can't buy it from them anyway. It comes with a standard US charger, and for some reason the company that I bought it from also decided to send me a US adapter for a US charger, which I don't need because it's a US charger. And then it comes with a Chinese and English manual